Okay, so looking at the presenter, if I go to materials, lighting, I'm going to take that out. Say clear the palette, make sure there's nothing in here. What I want to do is I want to take the listing here of search sets, for example, where it says brickwork, there's exterior brickwork here, and I want to put materials in here under the presenter that have the same name, match presenter materials to selection set by name. So what I'm going to do here is under materials, I could go and I could say something like let's take that brick and drag it in here. I've got two actually, let me take out one of them, I'll just say delete, and I could right click on this and say apply to selected items. But I might want to reproduce this in another project, so what I'm thinking is that since I can rename the objects that are in the presenter, exterior brickwork, so that they match the name of the selection set, it then becomes possible for me to save the palette of all of my settings, including, you know, lighting, special effects, the rules that I'm applying, and reload them in another project. So actually, if I delete this, I'm going to say clear the palette. I already have a palette created for this project that's called Conference Center, and if I bring it in here, you see it's already got all of the materials where they have the same name, exterior brickwork, as the selection set names. I have my rules set up to use to match the presenter materials with the selection sets by name. And I have just a couple of other things I want to do in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's close that, give myself a little more space to work in. What I'm going to do is under the effects tab, I'm going to look under recommended, and I'm looking under the background. I'm a little short of space on my screen here, but I'm going to take the environment here and drag it in. Apply it. Okay, and then I'm going to do one more thing, is under the environments that are here. Sorry, let me scroll down a little bit more. I'm looking for a panoramic environment that's called sky, so I'm going to take that and drop that in. And now what you see is if I actually move in my project, I've got a 360-degree environment of the sky. It's not a background bitmap image, just they will always look the same no matter where I am. It's actually changing depending on how I turn my model. So I'm going to set this up for the render view that I want. And do a couple of other things underneath lighting. I'm going to take the environment light system. So under recommended, scrolling down a bit here, environment, excuse me, light studio. This is kind of like a lighting studio. There's a combination of lights. So there's an ambient and a environment light, and just to show you, if I double click on the environment light, I could change the brightness of the light by adjusting the intensity, so I can make it brighter than before. So I have my materials, I have my lighting, I have my effects, the environment and the sky, and the rendering. Maybe I want to go down and say that I want to be high quality, so that's going to affect the output. It's going to increase the time but increase the quality. and I've got my rules set up, so all I need to do here is go down and say, look, actually apply the rule. So it now looks in my presenter materials and applies the rules to my my objects. Why did I not see the change? Let me go back. Materials, rules. Oh, sorry, I need to uncheck that. I want it to override anything that's existing and just match the materials to my object. So there's my new materials on my building, and then the last part of this would be I'm actually going to go down and click on render. And if you look from the top down, you'll see it working from top to bottom, giving me a higher quality rendered image than what I'm seeing on my screen. You can see it's actually about there at the moment. Now, just so you know, I actually exited the program and came back in, having made sure that I don't have additional software running, because rendering is kind of an intensive process. I want to make sure that it's got all of the computing power available to it to be able to produce my rendering quickly here. And there we go. I'm going to let this run because it's really not taking too long. But you see that the quality of the rendered image is pretty good.